Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Monson Brewing Company, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at news that are happening in our city, our state, our country. We take a look at your comments, ideas, and suggestions, and we combine all this information and put it to good use as a community of English-speaking locals living here in Puerto Vallarta. Today is a special broadcast, and today is February 28th. It is a Friday, so we might as well do a little bit of this. Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's
And also, I want to let you know that today is a pre-recorded broadcast. We're going to have a Lucha Libre special. We have been excited about the fact that Lucha Libre is blossoming in Puerto Vallarta thanks to a new infuse of enthusiasm from the fans and an enterprising manager who came from elsewhere in the country and started moving and shaking the Lucha Libre movement. And today we feature not one, not two, but three awesome interviews with two luchadores and the promoter for us to get excited about attending Lucha Libre. The matches are at La Lija in Pitillal. And we are going to start today with an interview with the Superbeast. The Superbeast is a locally based luchador who also has a home in Las Vegas. He trades business here and there and has homes here and there. And we are going to start with the Superbeast. We're going to find out a little bit about what it's like to be a world-class fighter traveling around the world and how audiences react differently to the sport depending on the country where you're at. Take a look. Folks, Lucha Libre is happening again this weekend at La Lija, and I am sitting with an authentic Lucha Libre fighter. Sitting with me is La Bestia, the Beast,
The Super Bestia.
La Super Bestia, the Super Beast.
Yes.
And Super Beast, it's a pleasure to see you.
Nice to meet you, sir. How are
It's
you?
nice to see you. Your English is impeccable. You must not be a Mexican luchador.
Not culturally, no, but it is my nationality. I'm actually from America.
And how long have you been down here?
In Puerto Vallarta,
Yep.
this time I've been here since November, but I've lived here off and on for about close to 8 years
Mm-hmm.
in phases. I go back and forth between here and Las Vegas.
Is that your other home?
Yeah, I have a house in Las Vegas.
So you're doing fights down here and also in Las Vegas.
In America.
How did you discover Puerto Vallarta?
Originally, I was just traveling. I came down here because I was injured. I tore my bicep when wrestling in America, and I'd stopped into a stem cell clinic actually here in town called Regenemax.
Okay.
You know, when they were a new company, the guy that runs it, his name's Danny. He was a bodybuilder. He was actually Mr. Puerto Vallarta, I think, 4 years straight in bodybuilding. And naturally, we met each other and instantly got along. He had a new company, and I essentially was patient zero. And since then, after I got hurt and every injury, I would come back here just to, get treatment. But eventually, Danny became one of my best friends. And we'd work out, we'd hang out at the beach, so on and so forth. So I had friends here, and Yeah, I come from then I just loved it here. I love the food, I love the weather, I love the climate, I love the jungle, I love the ocean, I love everything about the place, so I kept coming back.
Tell me a little bit about, I mean, you're in a gifted position because you've been a fighter in the United States and also in Mexico.
And Japan, Puerto Rico,
Oh wow.
Hawaii, the Philippines, and
So
Thailand.
how are the cultural differences and expectations of the sport in all
Different.
these different
Different. They're all different. Lucha Libre is its own thing. Pro wrestling in America, it's its own thing. Japan, it's its own, Philippines, it's its own thing. I mean, yeah, it's a ring. Yeah, there's guys fighting, but they're completely different styles, different rules, different psychologies, different stories, different characters. So it kind of you have to be more or less be bilingual in the ring, if you will.
Interesting. And I take it, have you been in fights here in Puerto Vallarta before?
No, this is actually the first time I'll be doing it.
Oh wow. But tell me about your experiences fighting in other Mexican cities.
Oh, like Mexico City's the best.
What are audiences like?
They're huge, thousands of people.
Who goes?
Just thousands. Tijuana's good too.
Uh-huh.
Tijuana's more rowdy and crazy, but you don't get the draw, the amount of people that Mexico City has. Mexico City is its own animal. Like you can get maybe 2, 3 thousand in an arena in Tijuana. Mexico City, you'll have five, six, seven, sometimes 10,000 people.
Something that I appreciate going to Lucha Libre here in Puerto Vallarta is the appeal that the sport has among children.
Oh yeah.
What is that like for you?
For me, it's amazing because actually, currently, as we speak, I live at the Orphanage of Heroes here in town.
Uh-huh.
That's where I live at. I rent a room at the orphanage, and so I actually get to. I see these kids. I see that they all know I'm a luchador, so they're always at
Uh-huh.
me and lucha, lucha, and waving. So it's really cool. The kids have always gotten a real kick out of it. You take the time fighting, stop, give a kid a high five. They go back to kicking someone's ass.
Tell me something for English speaking people that have not attended a Lucha Libre match. What can they expect as far as the rules of the game and the format and so forth and so on? Because I see you fighters go up in pairs and compete in pairs, but all of a sudden you're replaced. Can you explain to the audience a little bit about the dynamics of lucha libre?
It's more fast paced than American style, and also more high flying. There's more aerial. It's more extreme. You're more crazy. You're more likely to get hurt doing lucha just because guys are doing 360 backflip dive outs to the outside of the ring, and hopefully that guy catches you because if not, you're going right into the concrete. I've seen guys get hurt. So in America, they're more safe. Not safe. They're just not as what's the proper word I'm looking for? They're not as not extreme, or they're just not as willing to go all in. Like here in Mexico, the luchadors go all in. Like, they put it all on the line. Their bodies get broken and they get bloodied, they get busted up. In America, it's more on the fake side, or more. It's not as believable, if you will. Like lucha, it's pretty damn real.
And yet you keep doing it.
Oh yeah, and I've been hurt and hurt and hurt.
What is the main attraction for you?
The roar of the crowd. Same reason why a gladiator like to fight in the Colosseum in Rome. The roar of the crowd. It just when you first walk out, the scream, the roar. And you just look around, you can see just a stadium full of people. You got the giant jumbotron behind you, and it's just Yes, that's it's that initial moment when I first come out of the curtain, when I first walk out. That is probably like the matches are great. The moves are just slams. It's just the initial walkout, and just to see just a full stadium filled up, just thousands and thousands of people screaming and making the noise and the claps and the roars. And it's just a roar of a crowd. And the best comparison I could do would probably be like a gladiator from Rome going out into the Roman Colosseum to fight,
Uh-huh.
waiting for the thumbs up, thumbs down if you're going to kill the guy or not.
I love it. I love it. Are we missing anything that you think it's important for people to know about this series of matches that are going to take place over the weekend?
Yeah, we got a lot of big names going to be here. You know,
Mhm.
Psycho Clown's coming. Abysmal Negro's going to be here. Those are big names. Murder Clown's coming.
Mhm.
You know, I'm there, and I'm not like a super famous guy, but
But you're
international.
scary looking, man. I mean, you're
Oh, I'm
huge.
the biggest guy on the show.
Oh, really?
Oh, muscle white. I'm going to be the biggest guy on the show.
Uh huh.
But it's just, you know, we got a lot of AAA guys, a lot of mainstream famous guys. You know, because one thing about Lucha and Puerto Vallarta, like I've been coming here for about 8 years, off and on, living here off and on for 8 years, and I've wrestled all over Mexico, but there's been zero wrestling here, and that's why the promoter Jorge, when he brought it back, I came in back to town in November. I'm driving, get picked up at the airport, and all of a sudden there's Lucha signs everywhere, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, oh yeah, there's wrestling here again. You know, all the signs had like Texano Jr., Shocker, like all my buddies, you know, and I'm like, how did I not hear about this? You know, and get me to this show now. I need to meet the promoter.
That's
Hey
awesome.
man, I live here.
Yeah, Jorge has been doing a great job
Great job.
in promoting Lucha Libre in Puerto
Well, he
Vallarta.
brought it back. It, you know, it hasn't, from my understanding, like I've been coming here for 8 years now, and it's never been here
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
You know,
Jorge is
and I
doing
heard
an
it's been
excellent job.
it's been actually 10 years since they had any big shows, let alone any AAA affiliated shows. So that's a big deal.
Would you do me a favor?
Yes.
Would you offer an invitation to the audience to attend? And the camera is all yours.
Hello there in TV world. Will you do me a favor? Come out to La Lija March 1st and watch us kill each other, and because it's going to be violent, it's going to be brutal, and I promise you, I'm going to beat the shit out of someone. You know, and I would, whether I win or I lose, someone's taking that beating. You know what I mean? I wouldn't miss it, and not even the big name factor. I mean, just for the sheer raw violence of it. I mean, if you like violence, you like to see bodies being thrown, slammed, broken in half. I would encourage you to please come. Yeah, come out and see the noise. Not hear the noise, come see the noise.
There you go. My fine luchador.
Thank you, sir.
I would say break a leg, but no.
Absolutely. Oh, not my leg. Not my leg.
Thank
Can't
you
say
very much.
anything about the other guy, but it ain't going to be my leg.
Thank you very much for
Thank you
joining
for
me.
having me.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
And that was the Super Beast. Of course, the Super Beast mentioned the promoter, Jorge Villela, a couple of times. And of course, I've been in touch with Jorge ever since I found out that he had come to Puerto Vallarta to promote Lucha Libre. And it's been a pleasure to get to know him. We've interviewed him before here at the Spotlight. But this is an interesting interview because now Mexico City fighters and promoters are paying attention to all this development that's going on in Puerto Vallarta, and they are sending some of the top names in Mexico to fight this Friday. I mean, sorry, this Saturday at La Lija. Let's see what Jorge Villela has to add to what we can expect this Saturday. Now I'm sitting here with Jorge Villela, who has been so busy organizing this renaissance of lucha libre here in Puerto Vallarta. Jorge, how are you today?
Great, thanks.
It is great to see you.
Thank you.
It's been, well, I've been to 2 lucha libre matches at La Lija.
Yes.
What happened last year that things started to take off again?
Oh, well, as you know, we're trying to make this renaissance of Lucha Libre here in Vallarta because for us it's very important. Lucha Libre is part of Mexican culture. For me, I was impressed when I noticed that in last times, Lucha Libre was more appreciated in the US or in Japan or outside the country. So I make my purpose of making in the city that I was living, try to make lucha libre more important for all the people that lives there, and also to try to new generations to make to know a little bit more of lucha libre. Yeah.
What are the biggest challenges that you've had? ¿Cuáles han sido los retos más grandes que has tenido in this process, en este proceso?
The biggest challenge, I think, it's to make match with the different governments in different areas, because as you know, I start in I start in Mexico City doing lucha libre, then I moved to Cancun, Yucatan, Campeche, Merida. So it's different governments, so it's a little bit different the way they support you, and all the things that you have to put together to make an event of this type in different states.
What exciting news can people expect from the matches this weekend?
Oh, it's the return of Lucha Libre AAA worldwide, that it's the biggest company here in Mexico. So we have the biggest star that they have on the roster, that it's Psycho Clown, and it's and he's coming with Abismo Negro Jr. with the most popular names there, and it's coming to Vallarta. They have like 2 years or 3 years ago that they didn't come here, so that's the biggest surprise. Also, you know, the meet and greet that we have at Plaza Caracol, that it's ya es una tradición.
It is now traditional.
Yeah, it's now a tradition that they came. They have a good time with people here in Vallarta. So that's the biggest surprise.
Tickets for Saturday are available at Plaza Caracol, like last time?
Yeah, it's the same place in Plaza Caracol, in front of caja número 4.
In front of cash register number 4,
cash register
there's
number.
a little booth. There's
a little booth, a little ticket office there, so they can buy there the tickets. Or also, if you call to the 322-915-0298, yeah, that's the number. 322-215-9208. They via WhatsApp, they can also transfer and get the reserved tickets and just pick it up at the same time of the event and go to the venue. Yeah.
What time does the match start on Saturday? 7:30 or 7?
7. It's
7 o'clock.
scheduled to 7. But as you know, well, if someone saw the marketing, the publicidad, there's a special homenaje luctuoso. So to one Vallarta wrestler that died 9 years ago.
Okay.
So we will have un homenaje,
A tribute.
a tribute, like 15 minutes tribute, and then we'll start with the fights.
Excellent. Jorge, I look forward to see you on Saturday.
Yes,
and I am
sir.
so grateful that you came here and that you brought a couple of real luchadores.
Yes.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that's what we have for today.
Yeah. See you on Saturday.
And that was Jorge Villela, promoter of Lucha Libre here in Puerto Vallarta. And last but not least, Jorge was kind enough to invite another luchador, this time a local fighter, born and raised. This is Jacob, also sometimes known as Golden Boy. Jacob is unique because he fights without a mask. So we get to talk to Jacob about his beginnings as a luchador here in Puerto Vallarta, how he was inspired by his parents, and how he is steadily rising through the trenches of the sport, not only in Puerto Vallarta, but also raising eyebrows elsewhere. Take a look. Estoy aquí con Jacob. I'm sitting here with Jacob, who doesn't speak English, so we're going to do simultaneous translation. Jacob, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, muy bien. Gracias, Paco, por la invitación.
Jacob, quiero saber cuánto tiempo tienes luchando aquí en Puerto Vallarta. How long have you been fighting in Puerto Vallarta?
Mi fecha exacta de debut fue el 11 de abril del 2009, entonces ya casi 16 años.
You started fighting 16 years ago, 2009. ¿Qué te dio por entrarle a las luchas?
Mis papás siempre han sido fans de la lucha libre.
Ajá.
Entonces, es un gusto heredado. Ellos fueron los que me inculcaron el gusto y los que me llevaron a entrenar desde los 9 años.
So his parents were Lucha Libre fans, and he decided to fulfill their parents' wish and started training at 9 years of age. Tengo una pregunta.
Dime.
Muchos luchadores usan máscara, tú decidiste no. ¿Por qué? Un momento. This is an interesting question. I've seen Jacob on the ring, and while some luchadores wear masks, Jacob has chosen not to wear a mask. Why?
Bueno, esa realmente es una historia más que una decisión. Yo empecé con máscara, yo me llamaba Ángel Boy. Usaba una máscara.
Hellboy.
Ajá, Ángel Boy.
Oh,
Angel Boy.
Okay, so he used to wear a mask. He used to be called Angel Boy.
Y duré alrededor de 3 años, 4 años, y hubo una ocasión donde tuve que repetir, o sea, en el mismo evento luché de nuevo, pero me pidieron luchar con otro personaje.
Okay,
Entonces,
hold on,
sí,
momentito.
sí, sí.
So there was a specific match. He was wearing his Angel Boy mask, but he was asked at this particular match to go back on the ring, but as a different character.
Y entonces, pues salí sin máscara. Y al salir sin máscara, pues hubo mucha interacción de las chicas y mucho aplauso. Entonces, el promotor de los eventos dijo que le gustaba más como veía sin máscara, y así fue como empecé a luchar como Jacob. Fue un accidente realmente.
This is a good story. Actually, Jacob started wearing this mask, but when he took it off and the lady saw that he was nice looking, the manager decided, I think you're going to start fighting without your mask. Y tienes mucho pegue.
Sí, tengo algo.
He's very popular on the ring. ¿Cómo ha sido la experiencia de luchar aquí en Puerto Vallarta? ¿Cómo te ha recibido la gente? What has been the audience like in the fights that you've engaged in here?
Pues ha sido un proceso largo porque yo tengo mucho luchando y no empecé como ahora estoy. O sea, yo empecé de a poquito en las primeras luchas como principiante. No tenía el cuerpo que ahora tengo, era muy flaquito, pero le fui adaptando mi personalidad y eso le fue agradando al público y pues ha sido un esfuerzo.
It's been a struggle and a challenge because he was not as prepared physically at the beginning. He was he had a smaller frame, but he started training and it's been something that has yielded great results. ¿Tienes algo interesante que decirle al público angloparlante? Bueno, ¿sabes que tienes fans? Do you know that you have English speaking fans?
Sí, tengo bastante, sí,
Sí.
gracias a Dios.
What would you say to your fans? ¿Qué le dirías a tus fans sobre lo que van a ver el sábado?
Bueno, para empezar el sábado tenemos una sorpresa muy guardada. Esperen a ver el nuevo vestuario que tenemos preparado por ahí. Quizás si se portan bien un show para que se echen un taco de ojo.
Uy, Dios mío. So Jacob is going to wear new wardrobe on Saturday, and he might be doing a little something to get the audiences all worked up. I forgot se me olvidó preguntarle al grandote. I forgot to ask, no le pregunté su página de Facebook, ahorita se lo voy a preguntar. ¿Dónde te podemos seguir?
Estoy como Jacob de León en Facebook.
Ajá.
Y ahorita es la única red social que tengo.
Ok, Jacob de León.
Ahí pueden buscar todos los eventos en los que voy a participar y contrataciones. También soy personal trainer, entonces yo también entreno personas en el gimnasio.
Auxilio. So Jacob is telling me his social media information so that we can share it online. And he's also telling me that he's a personal trainer in case you're looking for somebody to help you lose some kilitos. ¿Estás trabajando en algún gimnasio en especial?
Trabajo en uno que se llama My Fit Station, pero también me adapto a otros gimnasios. Puedo ir particularmente a gimnasios diferentes.
¿Por dónde está My Fit Station?
En Avenida Francisco Villa, frente a ISEP.
ISEP.
Funeraria, está la funeraria y está ISEP en Francisco Villa.
Oh, yeah. So Jacob is working at My Fit Station, which is on Francisco Villa Avenue, but he is happy to go to another gym if you're looking for training. ¿Hay algo más que quieras que la gente sepa sobre tu trayectoria, tu vida como luchador? Anything else that you want audiences to know?
Bueno, puedo decir que ha sido una una trayectoria muy satisfactoria. La verdad, estoy muy contento con los resultados y pues este es el resultado de todo el esfuerzo que se ha creado. Voy a compartir el ring con luchadores estelares de la AAA, entonces yo creo que voy por muy buen camino y estoy muy agradecido con la vida, con mis padres por haberme apoyado siempre. Y pues nada, muy contento de que estén ahí el sábado 1 de marzo.
Jacob says he's really excited, and this is something that we need to put into context here. There are AAA fighters coming to Puerto Vallarta this weekend. This is like the top level of fighters coming to La Lija on Saturday. And Jacob is very happy, very proud to be competing now with top notch fighters from Mexico City. He's very grateful to his family, and he's very grateful to all the audiences that are following him here in Puerto Vallarta. ¿Algo más?
Nada más, ahí nos vemos el 1 de marzo.
Okay, so say it dilo en español a la cámara para que lo tengamos.
Ok. Nos vemos este sábado 1 de marzo para que vean a Jacob, el Strong Style, el Golden Boy de la lucha libre, el más guapo.
¡Ah, qué hubo! And that was Jacob, friends. One nice thing that happened when we were doing the interview is that Eric, who owns the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work, was sitting with us while we were doing the interviews. And as soon as Jacob mentioned the fact that he is a personal trainer, Eric quickly offered the gym at the Joint Boutique Hotel as a place where Jacob was welcome to train people from the nearby neighborhood of Emiliano Zapatas or thereabouts. So if you want to be trained by a professional wrestler, you can be trained by a pro wrestler right here in Puerto Vallarta at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work. And of course, let me reach my switcher. This brings us to the end of today's pre-recorded broadcast. I'll be back live tomorrow morning, Saturday, with more coffee, more headlines, and more stories. Between now and then, have a good time. Get your tickets for Lucha Libre, and I'll see you there tomorrow night. Have a good day.